Hello and welcome to my channel. I've been going back and forth with this particular custom for a while. Of course it's Iron Man. You can tell by the outfit. I actually picked up this outfit from Dr. Mego, gosh, months ago. I mean, it's still available on his website. I just checked for the purpose of this video. But, the reason I haven't done anything with this was because when I ordered the outfit, I also picked up the head, and I wasn't particularly happy with the way it turned out. I mean, this is my Iron Man head that I got from Dr. Mego. And so what I've done is I painted it, did the eyes and everything, but it was kind of rough. I don't know if you can see that. I guess when they removed the nose, it didn't keep those clean lines. And I really wanted my Iron Man to be kind of industrial, that sleek automotive look. And this guy just didn't have it. So I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna toss that and I'm gonna do something else. And then I went online and I was looking at World's Greatest, and they have several Iron Man heads. They have this one right here, which is a horned Iron Man. This is the one that I ended up going with. Look at that, beautiful. They also have more traditional Iron Man. They also have what they call the War Machine. I picked up that head too. I don't know. I was thinking maybe doing a War Machine, or maybe Maybe I'll paint it up. I haven't decided yet. But this is the head that I thought would be really cool to do my Iron Man. And so I'm going to marry it to this S-type body. And originally I got these gloves, but I don't think this is the direction I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with like an open palm, like these hands right here, with a bracer, and maybe paint or do something here so I can have like a repulsor. With the kind of like looks like the chest piece right there. And then of course I got the classic boots, and then I got the classic belt. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those together, and we'll see how. Oh, you know what? I had to find the perfect paint. And the paint on this I thought was spot on. The color was good. And this is from Citadel. It's called Layer Flash Gits Yellow. And then of course my Poppy Red. I do Poppy Red base coats on all my red colored superheroes, Spider-Man. I got a Daredevil I'm working on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy painted with the red primer, and we'll go from there. But you know what I did want to do? I did want to take a moment and get my guy dressed up, because I gotta figure out where that button goes. I wanna make sure that it's like centered on his chest. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to get that done, and all of them require me to get him dressed. So let me get this guy dressed. You don't want to see this. I'll be back. I'll get him dressed, and we'll go to the next step. All right, the magic's of video. Right, he's dressed. So what I want is the piece, and I got a pencil here. I want this. It has like this little button basically. And I want that to be in the center of his chest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the outfit is centered on his body. And it looks like it is. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a little line right in the center of his chest. And that's where I'm going to start my thread's going to go in this way, and it's going to come out that way. So that way it should be centered when I'm done. So we'll see how well I do on that, because I don't know how to sew very well. So that's my plan for that. So let me get this guy painted, and I'll be right back with the red head that's dried, so we can get to painting on the yellow. We'll get to the fun part. I got my Iron Man primed. So I'm looking at his eyes. I don't think that there's eyes in there. I'm just gonna paint those white. This might be an easy paint job. So I'm gonna use my yellow. Again, this yellow is the best I could find for the outfit. I took the outfit and I compared the paints, and this is called the Layer Flash Gits Yellow. Now remember, layers are the thicker paints. They got shades, they got what else do they have? Washes, they call them shades. Yeah, shades, and then they have some layer paints, which are the kind of like the thicker ones, and then they have the contrast, which are the thinner ones. Not as thin as the shades, but still pretty thin. Let's see, I'm going to use my bigger brush so I can get a lot of paint down on it. And I'm just going to paint the mask. Looks like I might need a couple of coats, which is no big deal. I can do that. And the paint that I use, that poppy red, is let me get in the eyes. It's like a satiny paint, so this stuff doesn't stick very well. But I want that for the rest of the figure, you know. I can get the mask kind of like shiny just by doing a different type of application of clear coat. Instead of the matte, I would probably use the satin. I think gloss might be too much, so I'm gonna try a satin first and see how that works. And then I'm just using the edge of the brush so I can get a good clean line along the horn. See how they get you a good clean line? Oh, I went into that little visor knob. Okay, well I got some red paint that I'm going to use to do touch up on any areas that I mess up on, which will probably be quite a few because, you know, I always mess up something. But it doesn't stop me, and it really shouldn't stop you either, you know? Everybody's going to make a couple mistakes. You'll have some hiccups along the way, but it's what you do with those hiccups. It kind of helps you progress. Man, this eye looks terrible. Okay. Yeah, definitely a couple of coats. And see how I'm using the edge to get that straight line? So much for my straight line. I think I'd be better off painting them on a body. I mean, I like my little vices, but I didn't mean for that to happen. I like this little vise. It's a good painting tool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a couple of coats. So I think I'll let that dry. And then I'll come back. Not really impressive yet. You know, I really made a mistake with that. Let's see if I can get that out. See, that's a big glob of paint. If you get to them quick enough, you can use your brush as an eraser. Try to work out the spot. You don't want to squish your brush into it because then you're gonna ruin your brush. I think that's already dried. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to live with that. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this dry and go for a second coat. Just get that ear or that horn so it kind of matches with everything else I've got going on. Yeah, that looks a little rough too. I'm hoping when I put down my my satin, I didn't do that on that other head that I got from Dr. Mego. That might make a difference. I might try that. But I'm already sold on this head. I think the horned Ironman came out in the 70s? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna let this guy dry and I'll be back. Okay, this first coat is dried a little bit, so let me add the second coat. I think I may have too much paint on my brush. So let me kind of spread it out. Just messing up that horn left and right. You can see that yellow is coming out a little bit better with the second coat. Don't think I'm going to need a third coat. I'm going to have to go back and clean up a little bit because I made some messes. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Get my red paint. And I'm going to use a medium brush. The red paint I'm using is Layer Evil Sun Scarlet, also by Citadel, and it's a little bit darker than the poppy red. But I think if it's just covering up areas that I kind of like goofed on, they should be close to the shadows anyway. See, clean that right up. Let me do the neck as well. Here's the true test around the ear. Not bad. Okay, let me get the other one. Brush. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump the camera. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's start from the bottom and come up. Oh, looking good. While I'm here, I think I'm going to take care of those horns. I think I'm going to use my medium brush for the, well, you know what? Maybe I'll use my small brush. And let me go on the inside. And again, any mistakes that I make, I can come back with my my red paint and take care of them. Try not to though. I'm trying to keep it clean. Bump the camera. I'm focused on that, like a laser beam. It's a really small area, and it's a detail that's really small, but I want this guy to look as clean as possible. Yeah. Go back, I'm gonna try a third coat. Yeah, it's a really bright yellow. Looks like I made a little bit of a mistake there. Okay, it's looking good. Let me see if I can get his jaw. I think I'm gonna have to take him off the vise. Okay. I'm gonna let them dry. You know what I can do? I can do the whites of his eyes. Oh, it looks like the paint's still a little wet in there. Yeah, let me let them dry before I do anything else. I think I'm also going to put them on the body just so I can get a better grasp of them. You know, I think I need one more coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my flat brush, and I'm going to use this as kind of like something to smooth out the lines a little bit. And just on the front of the face, I'm not going to use it for any of the detail really. But you can see this is applying a good coat. It's a big brush. Uh-oh, looks like I got a little on his head. I'll have to go back and touch up. But I just wanted to get a good yellow on here. And this is doing a pretty good job. I think I got this pack of brushes at, yeah, this pack came from Walmart. And a lot of different types of brushes, so that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna let that dry again, and then I'm gonna, you know what, maybe I should do some touch up while I'm here, so you can see what that's like on camera. Oh, and by the way, I got my my suit. I sewed on the little dot, the little button. See, I'm not the best seamstress or whatever sewer in the world. It looks terrible, but I lined it up to that little line that I had there, right on the center, so it's centered. And I tried it on my outfit, and it looks pretty good. You'll notice I put them on a body just so I could paint it a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and get that touch up done. I'm gonna use my smallest brush. And you can see I have some touch up here by the chin. Just want those clean, straight lines. Yeah, it was hard for me to see underneath the chin when it was on the vise, so I have a couple of mistakes here. But you can see that red paint blends in pretty nicely. Even though it's a little darker color. I need to take care of that. Let me do that real quick. Yeah, that edge looks a lot sharper. Oh, I got this one too. Forgot the top. Yeah, pretty clean. And you can see that final coat really did even out the paint. And I think once I get that clear coat enamel on there, it should be fine. All right, next thing. Let's see. Now I'm going to add some wash. I don't know if I want the gloss. Nah, I'm not going to use the gloss. I'm going to use just regular Nolan's oil. I'm going to take it and I'm going to outline the eyes. And this stuff really just kind of goes into the recesses really easily. So if it's a square, it's a square. That was the problem with that other head sculpt. It was kind of rough and it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. Oops. We'll have to go back and touch that up. So you can see how that works. And now I'm going to put some in the mouth. I need a smaller brush. Oh, that is my smaller brush. All right, let me just get the tip. Wow, that looks good. Might as well get the rest of them. And then underneath his chin. And there's some really cool creases here. I'm going to take those. I kind of did this with my Spider-Man. You can see how that's really accenting those lines in the sculpt. I guess it's important to use the tip of the brush here, just so the lines are not too big. Or too wide, I should say. Oh, that's looking pretty cool. Yeah. This one I'm doing well, you know. I guess I get cocky or something. Oh, I'm making a mess underneath his chin. Wow, that's looking pretty good. Okay, let me get the top of his head. Some of these are really shallow, so I won't be able to do them. I might just stop there. Yeah, I'm not going to go across the top of the head. I'm just going to fill in these darker lines. The ones that I can. Hang on. Okay. And then let me get the border around that horn. And then I'm going to go back and do some cleanup. And I'm in a mess here. I got most of it. You know, I can always go back with my red paint. Oh, I have to wait for it to dry. I'll do the ears just so you can see what this is going to look like. See how I got a little bit on his ear? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to highlight that part. Let me check the other one. Cool. And there's a spot here where I went underneath the line. Take care of that. That. And any place else I went crazy with my black wash. Wow, that looks great. I'm telling you, these washes and paints, you know, it's just like they do the work for you. Let me fix that part. I don't know, it might be wet still. Let me see if I can do that because you can see that I went into the horn. That's cool. Okay, got that. Ooh, see a big spot over here. Oops, some over here as well. So you still get that illusion of depth, but you also get that color that you want, that bright color. So I guess you're gonna have to go back and touch up any mistakes that you made. Like look at this mess I made under the chin. Thank goodness it's like underneath there so nobody will see it, because that's the biggest mess I have, I think. All right, I think he's ready. Oh, I forgot the eyes. What was I gonna do with the eyes? I was gonna paint them white. Lost my white paint. Antique white. I'll be back. Let me find my white. Now for the eyes, I think I'm just going to paint like little white slits. All right, that's the first one. Hopefully I can replicate that. And with these, you just want to stay inside the eye. You don't want to like lose that border that you've established with the black paint. Yeah, that's looking good. You know what? There's still some black in there and it hadn't dried. So that's why it's looking great. Let me let it, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna go back there and take care of that eye. I might have to redo the wash. I should have waited. I'm just too anxious. Let me go back and put some Nolan's oil in there. Yeah, it's still wet. Okay, it's gonna be a bit. You know, while I'm waiting for that paint to dry in the eye, I thought I'd go ahead and take on the repulsors in the hands. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my material. I've already checked the size and it's going to be good. I did one already, actually. That's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in my material here. And I'm going to pop it out. There it is. And I'm just going to hold it down. I have a little X-Acto knife here. I'm going to try to hold it as flat as possible while I use my heat gun. Now you don't have to have a heat gun. I got this fancy heat gun from a friend of mine. But basically, you know, you just want to get it hot. You can do it with water, or you can do it with hair dryer. I'm going to go ahead and hold it down. Because it'll blow away if you don't. I'm just going to heat it up a little bit. I'm going to heat up the hand a little bit. And you see it doesn't take too much to heat it up. And then I'm going to just drop it right there into the palm. And it basically adheres. And I'm just going to paint it yellow. That's all I did on this one. I just painted, I didn't cover the entire border. See, I left a little bit of a black border there, but that's what I did for those little repulsors in the hand. All right, I'm gonna go back to the eye. Yeah, I managed to get that white in the eye, and I noticed this one's got a little gray on it, so I'm just gonna do that one as well because I want it to be popping white. And it looks like that's done. And I might as well do the hand while I'm here. You can see I'm just going to put a little dot in the center and just work it out. Pretty easy, huh? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this guy's head. I think I'm going to use the, instead of the matte, I think I'm going to use a satin. Let me go ahead and get him sprayed and dressed up, and let's take another look at him. You know, the horned Ironman just looks great. That head sculpt by World's Greatest, look at that, how clean it is. It's just a super clean head sculpt, and look at the detail on that. The ridges and the indentations, that grill on the ear. Just a really, really cool sculpt. And that outfit by Dr. Mego just really sells it, doesn't it? I decided to go old school with the gloves, just because I think this guy kind of like, screams old school. But yeah, I think he came out great. And you know what? I have a surprise. Off camera, I was working on this guy right here. Because you'll notice I had those repulsor gloves, and I didn't use them on this guy. And I had received this head a while back, and it was a War Machine head. And I thought I was gonna paint it silver and I was gonna get a silver outfit and make a war machine. But you know what, I never got that silver outfit. So I thought, I'll try it in the same colors as my horned Iron Man, using the same techniques. This one has a little more detail on the visor. And I just did the same thing with my wash and my brush. I just followed the lines and kind of accented those. I don't know about the boots though. I have these boots. I was looking, since the cuff here is kind of clean, I thought, well, I'll go with a clean boot. And so I had these red boots with the line, but I don't think that works. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the glove that I have here. I'm going to get another set, of course, and cut off the hand and use that as the cuff here. I think that would make a nice little cuff for the repulsor hand. And I'm going to go with the same fireman boots here. So a little upgrading on this guy, and I think he's going to be, it's going to be exactly what I want. And I hadn't planned on doing two. Oops. But it just kind of came together, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, I don't know which one I like better. They're both different. I really, really, really like the horned Iron Man, just because I guess he's more reminiscent of the Iron Man that I grew up with, and maybe it's a nostalgia factor. That's working on that one. But this guy just looks super cool, doesn't he? It's a more updated Iron Man. Kind of like what we're familiar with now with the movies, the Marvel movies. So whichever way you guys want to go, there's just two options right there. Nothing's really changed much except for the head. You can use these repulsor hands on the horned Iron Man as well. And I think they'd look great. You can see that measuring off where that button goes really helps to center it. On this one I raised it up just a little bit so it's in between his pecs. But I think the lower one here works well for the horned one. So a couple options there as well. So I guess just depending on which way you want to go with your Iron Man, there's a couple of options. There's also, and I had thought about this too, Mark Fair over at World's Greatest also makes a classic looking Iron Man head. And I saw somebody put together an Iron Centurion. So I mean, there's some really cool options out there. And a great variety of these heads to work with. I was also thinking maybe a Tony Stark head. I had seen someone online and Facebook do a Tony Stark, and it looked really neat. Well, I guess that's it for me today. I'm glad I have my Iron Man. It's one that I've really needed for a while. My Marvel collection is growing. I just took a look at it today, and I have so many figures back there. I have almost 20. So, I'm gonna add these two to it, and I don't know, I gotta find some space for it. I had hoped that maybe I could do the swap with the heads and just keep one body, but Dr. Mego had the outfits on sale for $10, and I thought, I'll get an extra one just in case I mess up on the button. So I bought an extra one, and I had that extra head, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me just to get it going. Well, until next time, you guys stay safe, be cool, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye now.